Welcome to New Hampshire's Business. I'm Fred Coker. New Hampshire small businesses are getting about $2.58 billion in three major COVID relief funds since April. And the question is more needed? I will ask my guest who has been directing a lot of the relief and recovery effort in New Hampshire. But first, let's take a look at these graphics. Here are the three major relief programs that have been making loans and grants to New Hampshire businesses the past few months. The U.S. Small Business Administration's Paycheck Protection Program, you can see what the loan does. 22,785 New Hampshire loans to date for $2.5 billion. That is the biggest number. Then the U.S. Small Business Administration's Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program, you can see what the loans do. 5,799 New Hampshire loans to date for a total of $410 million. And then the New Hampshire Main Street Relief Fund, not to be confused with the $600 billion Federal Reserve Main Street Fund that is just underway across the country. And grants to New Hampshire small businesses anticipating revenue losses in that program. 5,466 grants approved, and with $400 million available for those grants eventually. So with me to talk about some of this and to describe what is going on with this New Hampshire Main Street Fund in particular is Gerald Little, Director of the Governor's Office for Emergency Relief and Recovery, and who has been New Hampshire's banking commissioner, now on loan, right, Jerry, to the governor. Nice to have you again.
Nice to be here, Fred. Thank you.
You've been making these grants in the past month to these New Hampshire small businesses with that $400 million from the governor set aside in that New Hampshire Main Street Fund that was part of the CARES Act funds the state received. How did you make the decision on making those grants?
So we've been working on this process for about a month. It involved a couple of phases. The first was the pre-qualification phase. We set out some guidelines as to who we thought would probably be eligible to receive some of the money. We had about 13,000 small businesses across the state of New Hampshire go through the pre-qualification phase. A good number of them decided that they wouldn't fit in the program, or for whatever reason it wouldn't work for them. About 8,700 of those small businesses then went through the application phase. And at the end of the application phase, as you pointed out, we had about 5,400 people that will be recipients of the awards, someplace over 5,000.
But you had a bunch that didn't qualify, mostly individual employee who are self-employed. What are you going to do with them?
So there were about 2,100 individuals that applied that are self-employed. There is likely to be a separate program. The governor announced this week that he does want to have another program for self-employed people. Now, the governor initially said that he wanted to make sure that we had programs that where people couldn't double dip, where they couldn't apply for more than one program at a time. One of the very first things he did was make an announcement that self-employed individuals would be eligible to apply for and receive unemployment insurance benefits, including the additional $600 a week that the federal government put into the pool. So the initial thought was that the self-employed individuals have been addressed and their needs met by making them eligible to receive unemployment insurance, which, by the way, they haven't been paying into the trust fund, yet they are getting the benefit out.
Yeah. Now, you said, is there going to be an appeal process for them? If they feel that...
a general appeal process to the Main Street Relief Program. It's not specifically for self-employed people. Instead, I believe what we're going to do is work on designing some sort of a program for self-employed individuals that will be separate and probably outside of the Main Street program, although it may use the same application and software program that we had to stand up to run the Main Street program.
Where do you think we are, Jerry, at this point in providing relief and recovery throughout the New Hampshire's business community? Is more funding needed from any source?
So we are going to be satisfying or recovering about 17% of a business's COVID-19 stated loss through the Main Street Relief Program. So that number alone indicates that there's more needed. So basically what I'm saying is that we asked people to tell us what were your receipts, your revenues in 2019, and what are your projected revenues for 2020. tell us what that gap is. And we determined that that would be essentially our assumed COVID-19 loss. And at the end of the day, we're only replacing 17% of that. So,
Of course, there's the Federal Reserve's $600 billion Main Street Fund. It's just getting going.
and as you pointed out, there are any number of other federal programs out there that have been assisting small businesses.
So here is a backstop funding resource, as you know, set aside by the governor. It's called the GAP funding, $30 million set aside by the governor to fill unmet needs of New Hampshire businesses. Details not available yet until your Main Street program is done, right?
Correct. Yeah, that was done understanding that we were trying to get things set up and running very, very quickly. And we were aware that it was very likely that we would miss a few things. And so we created a program to fill those gaps. Right now, it is being run by the Business Finance Authority, where the Executive Director, James Key Wallace, is currently trying to identify what those gaps are. And we're talking about how we'll go ahead and meet them.
Well, you've done a great job as far as I'm concerned so far, Jerry, in giving out that money. Director of the Governor's Office for Emergency Relief and Recovery, Gerald Little, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Fred.